Hello, I
Hi
believe that we
guys,
are
hello.
live.
How are we doing?
Let's see, is this going? Can you see us, guys? Let us know in the chat if you can see us.
Hi Neil Baxter. Hi Paul Coleman. I believe they can see us, yeah.
Right, hopefully everyone can see us. Let's see. Yep, they can see us. So
We need to nail this start of the stream better.
and we have.
Because
We've nailed it. So that's so smooth. Should we give people a minute or two to rock up and join us? So Manchester Reds, hello, good you can see us. Hi Mac Morrison. Nice to have you
James
with
is
us.
in the house. Hey James.
Oh yeah, hello James. James, great stream the other night, by the way. Absolutely loved it. So good.
I was talking to our James actually. James Prentice is there as well.
Because he was enjoying it, wasn't he? It just makes the game week so much better. So hugely grateful for the time and effort that you're putting into it. If you haven't already checked out the Planet FPL live streams that are done by James, check it out. We'll be retweeting it from our account so that you can see it this week, but it's quality, so get on it. Oh, you're a bit echoey, Dave, it says. Is that because it's coming out of your phone, Andy, potentially?
Could be. I'm not sure.
Do you want to, if you've got any headphones, you can plug in and see if it helps.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Hang on.
Hi, FPL coach Andy North, teach mode. Hello, FPL lucky FPL. Thanks for the kind words. You plugged in?
I'm plugged in now. Yeah, is that any better for guys?
Guys, how's that sound? How's my voice sound now? Is that sorted out the sound? Hello, auto reclose. Just waiting to hear on the sound, guys. If anyone could let us know whether the sound's working okay, that'd be great.
Is it
Still
better now?
echoey. Andy, I'll let you chatter away for a minute, mate. I've got another mic here which I can try and set up, see if that helps.
Okay. I'm not sure. Is it better for me to use the headphones as well if I'm speaking?
I'm not sure. Morton Brendo is throwing in that he thinks it might be you who echoes. Unless same sound as before says disable, which probably is not. Means that we might not get any better. I've just plugged in a new mic, guys. I'm going to see if it makes it any better. Give us 1 minute. Bear with us.
Sounds okay, but echoing still.
I
wonder who's echoing. I mean,
does he need to mute somewhere? We've both got headphones in. It's not Andy echoing, it's me. So,
I mean, to me, you sound alright, but
there's just like absolute contradiction in the chat. No one can decide. So I think the general consensus is definitely me echoing. Just having a look.
Cheers, Neil. Andy's fine.
So
maybe if I just go through what we're doing tonight. So
yeah, and I think we might just have to go for it as it is. Is it bearable, guys? Not that bad. So is it bearable? We can go ahead. Unplug and plug back in again. Just crack on. Right, okay. Go for it, Andy. Give us an intro and a rundown of what's
Clean sheet
happening.
wipeouts in the house. Hey, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Cheers for streaming in, guys. How'd you do game week 1? How was your scores? Please let us know. I know that someone, Deanie, 111, top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, very nice, Deanie 111. Congratulations, top of the leaderboard. Echo's gone. Thanks for letting us know, guys. Appreciate that. Andy, what were you doing on the stream tonight? Give us a shout out and what's happening.
Yeah, so going through the stream tonight. So we're going to do a bit of spreadsheet news from for yourself, Dave, just to see up to date what we've been doing in the spreadsheet. Go through quickly that. We're going to do the next game week news.
Yeah.
We'll also look at some league and player stats on the game. So do quite a few screenshots for you guys where you can have a look at what's going on in the league. We'll have some injury news, transfer news. There is one big injury news that is frustrating for me as well in the game, because he's a great player and I want to see more of him.
We'll hold
and
on
then
to that.
we'll also do a
club.
Yeah, we'll go through some injury news.
Yeah,
but,
cool.
And at the end we'll do club by club, and we'll also look at some stuff you want to go through. If you want to pick out certain players, so at the end of the stream, let us know the questions and we can have a look at that as well. So
cool, nice.
All good. So yeah, Dave, do you want to go through some spreadsheet stuff first?
Yeah, I will do. I just want to give a shout out to Brad Lewandon in the chat, who says that he took a -4 to bring in Duncan Ferguson this week. So that's not gone so well for him. That's very funny. So spreadsheet news, guys. I've just got a few bits and pieces of notes that we just wanted to share with you. Obviously, game week 1 took us a little while to get the sheets through. Just wanted to update you on that briefly. The reason for that is just because it was the first time that we were doing the deadline for so many people. Bit of testing, a few bugs, a few known issues that we knew about. And above all, we just wanted to make sure we got it right, make sure it worked for everyone. So that's why it took a bit longer. Obviously, this time round, it was a bit quicker. And hopefully we'll get it a nice, smooth, easy process. Jamie Prentice, James Alapran has done an amazing job on the spreadsheets. And I think every time we do it, it'll get quicker and quicker. Yeah, round of applause for him. And just wanted to let you know that there's a few little issues that we get quite a lot of messages about. Sometimes people are disconnected from the spreadsheet, or it's not finding the players is one. Another is that you've got a -52 or a -56 point hit in your team. Basically, those are just connection issues, and like 99.9% of issues with your sheet, if you just refresh it, wait a few minutes and refresh it, that problem will be solved. So as long as you don't wait too close to deadline, just be patient for a minute or two and you'll be all good.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of the messages we get are within the hour of the deadline. So getting up to deadline, if you can kind of do transfers early, that it just helps the sheets go better. So that's the best thing to do, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Nice. I think that's all I actually had to say on the spreadsheet because I don't want to talk about it for too long. So yeah, just thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what is your highlight from game week 1?
Highlight for game week 1. It feels like such a long time ago. Game week 1. Man, I don't know. I mean, a game week 1 highlight was Ian Hart missing a penalty. Absolutely.
So good. So good.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I was so happy when I saw that was happening. Just as I knew that it would be great entertainment to watch.
When I was watching the stream, James's stream, I got to 8:15 and I was like 4 minutes to go. I just like laughing my head off, just ready for the carnage. And
yeah,
it was so good. So
it was great. It was really great. And then game week 2, just need to remind myself on that a little bit. I suppose the big one there was the Leeds losing. That was a bit of a surprise. 3-1 to Bolton. So that was an interesting result. Obviously, back a red card made a big difference there.
And who knew he's not normally an angry guy. I mean, 5 minutes into a game.
I know. Crazy. That's what this game does. And obviously Zola scoring assisting, that was nice for a lot of people too. Should we do a quick shout out for the you've already shouted out Dini111, who is top of our overall leaderboard. There's still very close at the top. But the top shout out for the top 5.
Top 5, yeah.
So we've got Dini111 in at number 1. At Not Left Red is at number 2 with his team Real Old Geezers. Fannywan is at number 3 for Wreck It Like Beckham, and number 4 is Anurag B, FCB, who's Tornado Gangsters, and there's loads of people at 5th. But well done to all you guys who are in the top 4 early doors. Everyone else is coming for you. And Team of the Week shout out goes to Chow BCK, the Heartbreak Kid. I'll go through his team. He had Schmeichel, Gardner, 2 assists. Dean Gordon, Steve Watson, who got the bonus points, Mikel Silvestre, Beckham, who had a good game, Harry Kewell, Lewis Morte, goal and assist, Ruud van Nistelrooy, I believe was his captain. Balaban didn't do anything, but he also had Zola. And he even had Tariko on the bench, ready to come in for extra points. So well played to you, Chow BCK. A very good game week for you.
I mean, a lot of people have started with Lee's triple up, and that hasn't gone well at all.
No. Do you think they'll come good? I think it's a hold, yeah, definitely.
The prices, they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Leeds are a good shout. I wouldn't jump off Leeds too quick. Review of the game week past. Should we go through that quickly, or is there anything else you want to say about it? We could look at the game, shall we, and give people any...
Yeah, go into the games.
So,
give some extra stats as well, I think, from the games.
Yeah, nice. So I'll go through the games. I'll try and pick the games, spend a bit more time on the games you might be interested in. If there's things you want to see, then ask in the chat, and if I don't grab it, then hopefully Andy will. So Villa 0, Derby 0. You can see from that 11 shots for Villa, 7 for Derby. So Villa on top in that game, but didn't manage to do it. Mark Poom got a 9. In terms of Aston Villa stats, if you see anything that's worth noticing, I mean, I see Disable Luke is in the chat. He's the main man for this sort of stuff. He knows what he's going to be looking for. But you can see there Melberg and Barry with good headers, good tackles. That's why they're sweeping up the bonus there. A lot of shots for Juan Pablo Angel. Interestingly, 4 shots, which is by far the most. All of them on target. Derby.
Angel's a great shout. He's a good striker.
Yeah, so. Absolutely nailed on as well. Seeing a lot of rotation, obviously, and he's not seeing that. Derby. Not too much to report from Derby on that game, I don't think. Daryl Powell's getting in the mix. 3 shots, 2 on target, which could matter. But I won't spend too much time on Derby. Have to get off Burley.
I mean, Craig Burley. He was in a few teams, so it was good for him to start.
Yeah, see Feely M2 saying he has to get off Burley again. I don't think for 6 million you don't expect returns every week.
I mean, did he get 3 points? He got 3 points, didn't he?
Yep, he got 3 points. Yeah, 6 million, that's all right. Bolton 3, Leeds 1. I expect there'll be a lot of people interested in this game. So as you can see from the stats, shots on goal were fairly tight there. Andy, do jump in if you see anything that you particularly notice that's interesting. I'll come back to that. So yeah, Bolton just on top. Obviously, they had 10 men. Basically, Leeds had a really good spell after they scored, but then conceded, and that was that. So here's the match stats. See, in terms of, you've got the 2 assists for Ricardo Gardner there, obviously, is the big one. Henrik Pedersen and Michael Ricketts both getting lots of shots away. Bo Hansen, when he came on at 53, he played really well. 3 shots, all on target, really changed the game. So he could be one if he gets the space. I think he's 4.5 or 5 million, so really cheap. But
just going back to Burley in the previous game, a lot of people are in the chat here. Clean sheet wipeout and Alix, Solano 6 million. So Burley to Solano.
Yeah,
a lot of people are looking at that.
That's a valid move, I think. Yeah, definitely. The Leeds team, I suspect there'll be more people interested in this one. The one thing that stands out to me straight away is just here, Mark Viduka, 10 headers, 5 of which he won. I mean, he's obviously getting a lot of deliveries in towards him with that sort of statistic. You compare that to Robbie Keane. Okay, he came off 62, but he only went for 2 headers. Viduka's got 3 shots. Lee Bowyer also with 3 shots. He hit the bar as well. So he's getting in the mix quite nicely.
Alan Mabry was just a shock in that one.
Yeah, Alan Mabry was surprised to start there. Obviously with Baka getting sent off as well, I don't know what they would have done there. Maybe move Robbie Keane into midfield, which might be why he's getting less shots. So you might not want to read too much into those lead statistics. But yeah, in terms of the match stats, just to go back to those, Nigel Martin, 2 save points. He made 6 saves. So Leeds conceding chances with 10 men there. How was Kewell? So Harry Kewell there, quite involved, lots of passes. Only 1 shot, not on target. And he didn't really do anything in the air, which you wouldn't really expect from Kewell. He got 7, so...
And we know that they went defensive as well. Like Batty came on.
Yeah.
Leeds sat back, so maybe they're looking for the draw, perhaps.
It's a hard game to judge Leeds on, I think, to be honest.
Yeah. They are still a good team. I'd expect top 5 team Leeds.
Yeah. Alan Madadi points out 6 rating for Bowyer, so when I say could be a good pick, you've got to bear that in mind that he could also be a bad pick if he's dropped. Got to say, actually, I've got a few shout outs to give for people from the community who've done some really brilliant stuff this week in terms of content and putting things out there. But Disable, again, fancy FF Scout _ Luke. If you don't follow him already, go and give him a follow because he's been putting out some great stuff, predicting lineups. And I know that he did a game week reaction video where he talked about some of the Leeds lads. So definitely give that a watch if you haven't already. Fulham 2, Sunderland 0. Goal scorers Mal Bronk and Lewis Boamorte. Sunderland, I was quite surprised at this game actually. Sunderland can be pretty good. So this is a good result for Fulham.
I would say that's a shock result. I expected Sunderland to score.
Yeah, I definitely expect them to score for sure. I really like Kevin Phillips in this game. 9.5, I think that's decent value. Could be.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Just go back to Sunderland. I mean, the next 3 fixtures, I know they're bottom of the league. Next 3 fixtures, Southampton, Spurs and Villa. So I wouldn't come off the Sunderland assets if you owned them.
Yeah. Sunderland's an interesting one. There's obviously a lot of people on Burnt Hearts. This is jumping ahead a little bit, but I've noticed that Sunderland are interested in Ian Pearce from West Ham. So that's one to monitor because that could be the end of Burnt Hearts if they sign Ian Pearce. And again, Luke was saying that they quite often do buy a right back. So Fulham, as you can see, 10 shots on goal, 7 on target. Sunderland managed 6, so that's a pretty good performance by Fulham there. And yeah, match stats. So obviously Gomar, Malbronk, and Boamorte all got 9s. We know that, and all round Fulham got excellent points. Gomar really dominating in the air, and Boamorte clinical with his chances. 2 shots, both on target, and 1 goal. Obviously struggling in the air up the top there, but to be honest, if he's returning a goal and an assist and maximum bonus, that's totally fine. I know Stolz's
out of position as well.
Yeah, out of position. I think Boamorte is a great pick. To big myself up, I did call him out as one of my picks last time out. So listen out for my picks later, guys. Stolz's and Malbronk are both quite well owned. Malbronk looks very involved there with 51 passes. That's the joint most for them. Only 33 completed, which isn't great, but he looks really in it. 3 tackles as well, including the key one, 3 headers, 1 a shot. He's looking active. Stolz's a bit quieter. But yeah.
I think we just want to point out what I remember as well that we don't know the game week 3 results yet on the Sunday stream.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking to sim the games next couple of days, but on the Sunday stream we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, my advice was just amazing. Sunderland here, you can see Sorensen's got an 8 despite conceding 2. That's because Fulham had so many shots. Interesting player here for me. It hasn't reflected in his score here, but Stefan Schwartz, I've noticed in the first few game weeks, has created some chances that has been in the commentaries. But here he's 10 tackles, including 2 key ones, 6 headers, 2 shots, both off target. But he could be an interesting pick. I think he's 5 million. So if you want a budget pick, who's likely to play a lot, could be a good
He's got the armband there as well. Is he actually the captain of that team?
Yeah, I don't know who else he'd have really.
I mean, Niall Quinn, would he step in for the armband if he played?
Possibly. He doesn't play too often, does he? But
no.
Yeah, he might do. Schwartz is a good pick. Kevin Phillips there, 3 shots, 1 on target. Julio Arca, a popular out of position pick, one shot on target. I like Arca.
Big fan of Arca.
Yeah, me too. Ipswich 2, Charlton 1. Goals for Tommy Miller, and Pablo, and then Jason Newell for Charlton. Ipswich on top, 12 shots to Charlton's 8. So again, a decent performance by them. Surprised that Charlton did anything, to be honest. I really don't rate Charlton. I think
Charlton will always concede a couple of goals.
I think they're the worst team. I think they're the worst team, to be honest. So, I agree with that. Tariko gets man of the match, even though they conceded, which is pretty good going, and suggests that he could do really well if they don't concede. You can see Danny saying, yeah, ooh, Tariko, nice. Ryderson also gets a 9 there. Not loads to report. Again, on Ipswich, they're not a very popular team, so we won't spend long. Pablo, 5 shots, which is a lot, which is good that he's getting chances. Gardso got an assist. He's listed as a defender. I think he's 4.5, could be a pick. Anything else on Ipswich for you, Andy, or move on?
Nothing really. I mean, Marcus Stewart can come good sometimes.
Yeah, not involved here, though. No shots.
But he is quite expensive, isn't he? So
Yeah, I think he's cheap-ish, but I'm not totally sure. Charlton, I'll spend even less time on. Um,
Good to
Jason,
see Eddie Owls come on. Lovely Eddie Owls. Avoid.
yeah, nice. Yeah, void. Jason Newell with the goal. I saw on the stream that Planet FPL James had him. He was happy about that. So, and he won a decent proportion of his headers there. One of which key ones is the goal, presumably. 2 shots. Interesting. Sean Bartlett, I quite like as a bit of an outside pick for the double game week. They've got a double game week in 4 of Charlton with Bolton, and Charlton's fixtures are good for double game week 4. Sean Bartlett took a free kick to assist Jason Newell. So he could be on set pieces, which is an
Someone
interesting
captained Sean Bartlett. If they're in the stream, give us a shout out. But I tweeted it, or we tweeted it the other day, didn't we? Where
one. I
someone
missed that.
captained Sean Bartlett.
I missed that one. I feel like they've got away with it, but fair play for the ballsy pick. I like it.
And you're not going to come off Charlton players if you've got them now.
No,
they've got double game weeks. So.
It's well worth. I think it's well worth having a Charlton player or two for game week 4 and then get rid of them. Just seeing in the chat, a couple of people shouting out, Matty Holland could ignite. It says FBF hints. I agree with that. I like Matty Holland. And Danny Sane says shame Roycer doesn't play. He's good when he starts. He has not been involved, I don't think, hardly at all. So I would say that's an avoid. Right, Man United 2, Blackburn 0.
Chadwick.
Luke Chadwick.
That's the main story.
See, Planet FPL there actually saying 4.5 Robinson for Charlton could be his buy for game week 3. I think that's a good shout for 4.5 midfielder. John Robinson, I think, for Charlton, the winger.
Yeah, if you want to go that low for 4.5.
Yeah, it could be good for game week 4 and bench fodder. Would probably play most. Alex, is Bartlett better than Nolan? Can't really compare those two. One's a striker, one is a midfielder, so can't help that. Right, Man United. Domination. It's what you're going to get from Man United every game. 13 shots to Blackburn's 5. They only conceded 1 shot on target. Only 5 of theirs are on target as well, which isn't great, but they're absolutely all over them. How did Bex not get 3 bonus points? Let's have a look, shall we, Andy?
Go into it. I mean, Rude just taking shot after shot, isn't he? How many shots do you have in this game?
He's got 3 shots, which is actually surprising because
that's low.
I feel like in the commentary he had tons of shots. So I don't know whether a block shot. I'm not going to go through all the commentary now. That's not going to happen. But I don't know whether they count a block shot as maybe not a shot because he did have a couple of shots blocked. So that could be why he's only got 3. But he was really involved in the commentary. I went through it because it's one of our featured games. So I would say Van Nistelrooy is looking borderline essential. Maybe it's a big word, but he's looking dangerous.
I don't know where else you'd go. I mean, if you got Henri, do you hold him?
I mean,
if you haven't got Van Nistelrooy,
Rude scoring goals. That's a big stat there as well. He's gone in for 17 headers, so it looks like he's the real focal point of their attack. He's won 9 of those. This is Veron. Danny Sainz points out 0 shots for Juan Sebastian Veron. Another poor performance. So me and Andy have both got 90 million zombie teams. I picked Juan Sebastian Veron as my captain for that team. That's how good I thought Veron would be. I know that a lot of people, can we sell Veron? A lot of people are worried about Veron. I personally think it's probably worth sticking with him. What do you think?
I personally think you can sell him. I think Beckham. Really? I think Beckham started so good, and you save yourself 2 million. If you haven't got Beckham, you can go Veron Beckham, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good shout. People are pointing out that Beckham maybe should have a higher match rating, but I don't know why he doesn't. Only 1 header, only 1 tackle, not a bad amount of passes, only 1 shot as well. So that might be why he didn't get the bonus. Veron morale,
Luke
please.
In the chat's asking, can we click on him? Yeah.
Good. His morale is good. That makes a difference in this game. Look how good his stats are. He is incredible, Juan Sebastian Veron. But his morale is good. David Beckham, who you're talking about, superb. So that is basically, if you haven't played the game before, there's superb, very good, okay, I think like low and very low. I did notice when I was having a little scout around, which I will share with you, Paul Scholes' morale is very low. So that might be the reason why he's not getting the nod at the moment, and Chadwick did play in this game.
Guess who went Scholes in the zombie team as well?
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
No,
Shocking.
that's a risky pick.
I thought 8.5. Oh yeah, I'll take him on. 90 million to spend.
Yeah, nice. Luke's saying hoped it would be above okay. I think so you're saying sell for Becca maybe. I think maybe hold, but there's options there. Blackburn, I'll go touch on briefly. So the main players who got the good ratings there is Henning Berg and Brad Friedel. Craig Short there is 4 million defender, quite involved. Only got 6, but quite involved. Henning Berg winning a lot of tackles to get his 8. Corrado grabbing Marcus Bent with the big goal scorers in game week 1. So they did nothing this week. Typically, Damien Duff off on 59 with a poor performance as well. Look, hardly involved at all there, Damien Duff. 22 passes. That's not great for Duff owners.
The interesting one is Janssen came on. He did get a 7.
Yeah.
Maybe he could start if after the bad performances from the 2 other strikers.
Yeah, he could do. They'll definitely go back to top, you would have thought.
Bent got 7.
So someone's asking for Dwight York's morale, which is a good question. He's very good. He's playing all right, Dwight York, I think. Like, he's playing okay. Someone's saying Lucas Neal on borrowed time. I think Lucas Neal could come good. He can play attacking midfield there, you can see, and he's playing wing back. I personally wouldn't sell till he's dropped, but that's just me. We'll move on to Middlesbrough. So this game 2-2, you can see there. Goal scorers Johnston and Nemeth for Middlesbrough, and Scowcroft and Delaney for Leicester. And let's have a look at the match stats. So Middlesbrough really dominated that game. Yeah, they're a good team on this, Andy, right?
Oh yeah, really good team. I often top 10, solid defence, solid attack. I quite often see one of their strikers normally top 5 goal scorers in the league.
Yeah.
So depending who gets a nod, I mean normally it would be Boxic, but he's injured.
Yeah.
So maybe Nemeth can step up if he's got a goal last game. But normally one of their strikers performs very well.
Yeah. Nemeth got the goal. He's proved quite a popular pick, maybe a bit of a hipster pick in ChampManFPL. Just to say, a reminder: this is outside this game that it's an international break. In the game, it's an international break after game week 3. So there's a 2-week gap between games. Boxic has 2 weeks out, so he could well be back for game week 4. So that's something to note. Obviously, that's all going to be on your sheets. But yeah,
we'll do that by club in a second anyway.
Yeah, good shout. Let's have a quick look at the player stats. Someone's asking for Dean Gordon. His morale's superb. So I think he's a good pick. He's in my zombie team. Like Dean Gordon a lot. He's playing midfield. So again, I'll put that up on the screen for 30 seconds for you guys to have a little look.
Crossley as well, because they're getting the nod. I can't believe Swartz has not come in because I really like Swartz as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, surprising. Southgate with some big stats for his 9 there. Nemeth, two shots. I actually think Noel Whelan could also be an interesting pick. I like quite a lot of Middlesbrough players. Johnston and Greening are both 7 million and quite unfashionable, but I think they're both good picks. Assist for Greening, goal for Johnston. Good stats there. Both getting shots on target. Anything to add on Middlesbrough for you, Andy?
No, that's all good, yeah.
Move on to Leicester stats here. Someone's asked for stats for Newcastle game. I'll pop onto that after this one. After we've done all the Prem games, sorry. So Leicester, again, not going to be too many popular players in that bunch, is there? Dean Sturridge is a popular one. He got 1 shot, which was on target. Obviously got an assist, but he doesn't look like he was very involved at all.
If there's one or 2 players, maybe Delaney, but I think Scowcroft is probably the best pick in that team for Leicester.
I don't want to give too much away, but those 2 are 2 of my differential picks. So
sorry. Okay.
That's all right. We've done it. We've gone early. That's fine. But I like both of those 2. Delaney playing midfield, playing really well, and Scowcroft playing up front. So both out of position options. Leicester aren't great though, but I think they're good options. Final game of the Premier League weekend. Southampton 0, Chelsea 2. Zola and Hasselbank with the goals. Absolute domination, really. Not quite Man United levels, but Chelsea all over Southampton there. 14 shots on goal. Again, on the stream, James was saying that it was 2-0 at St Mary's for the first ever game against Chelsea in real life. Quirk of this game, and Hasselbank scored as he did in this one. So you can see Chelsea are all over it.
Zola Masterclass, probably Zola Star of the Week.
Zola Masterclass, yeah, he was. Yeah, a lot of people happy with that. I 6.5. We might have underpriced him a bit there, Andy. I think that's probably my fault. I didn't rate Zola as a. I didn't rate Zola as a pick. So
No comment.
yeah, that's a gift for you guys from me. BT subbed on 53 in this game. BT is not in many teams, but he can score goals. I'm not going to spend much time on Southampton. No one cares. Brian Howard, 4.5 million forward, playing in midfield, but he's playing games.
I think a lot were annoyed that Wayne Bridge missed out. A few people.
Yeah, I was surprised Wayne Bridge missed out. Someone's asking him to look at Petrescu. So Wayne Bridge, his morale's very good. Petrescu as well. His morale is superb, and he scored. It's classic, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you score an equalising goal at Anfield in a 1-1 draw against a great team, and then you're dropped for the next game.
But he is old. He's 33, so maybe he was slightly tired.
Maybe.
After his celebrations at Anfield, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I think he's got to go. Zola's a steal, FPL coach is saying. So Chelsea, again, we'll spend a minute on this because it's a popular team. You can see Zola's super involved there with 5 shots, 4 of which were on target. He obviously got an assist too, so looking very good. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank with a goal. Yeah, Galassona's disappointed. No appearance for Gallas. Was on the bench, didn't come on, which I guess is probably good if he's blocking your auto sub. Luke's pointing out possible game week 2 madness. That happens. Gallas morale is okay, so he is on a bit of a tightrope there. Probably I would say Gallas, but I wouldn't panic too much unless you've really not got any other fires to fight. Melchiot got a 9. I guess it's just the assist and the clean sheet combining there to give him that. Stanic.
Good player. If Melchior gets a run, he's a good player.
Yeah, if he plays, he's really good. He would be more than 5 if he's a regular. So he's a great pick. Johnson off on 23 minutes. Someone's asking about Lasso's status. He's fit, but he just doesn't really get picked much. So he might get a move away at some point. I'm just going to quickly look at Mario Stanic. So he's still very good morale. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play next week. I think Luke's got a thread on Chelsea players that you can check out. Who he thinks will play. And now very quickly, someone asked about Newcastle, Alan Shearer specifically.
Dave, just go back to Tuesday's fixtures for Everton West Ham as well.
Oh, yeah, good shout. I'll just quickly do Shearer and then I'll go back to that one.
Okay, cool.
Someone's saying, can you look at Chelsea stats last game week? That's just what I did, I think. So Shearer, superb morale. He scored 1 in 3 in the Intertoto and got an assist. He's ready to go. And he'll be back. He's ready to go. 100% fit. Shearer, good pick. Be interesting to see whether some people go off Viduka. But Shearer.
That's a tough one. Shearer, Viduka, I think equally decent.
Yeah.
Although Shearer can get injured.
Yeah, he's quite fragile, isn't he? But I think if he plays, good pick. Right, Everton, West Ham. West Ham absolutely dominating Everton there. 12 shots to their 3. Don't think there's many Everton players who are very well owned, so I won't stay on that. But we got some interesting stats there. Steve Watson winning 3 key tackles to get his man of the match. David Weir and David Unsworth are also both quite involved there. So
Steve Watson's often an absolute flyer early on.
Yeah, he is. He is indeed. Steve Watson could be a niche, but he scored a lot of goals in real life, didn't he? For a defender.
I don't remember.
I think so. So West Ham, Canute and Paolo Di Canio are the 2 people might be most interested in. Frederick Canute there, 4 shots, 3 on target and a goal. Di Canio, 5 shots. Only 1 of them was on target and he missed an absolute sitter as well. Very early on. Thomas Repka was another one that I quite enjoyed, the fact that he got an assist in that game. That was good.
Whenever I'm like West Ham, I always see Repka as someone who is probably the best defender who gets the highest ratings for West Ham.
Yeah, he's a bit of a cards magnet though, isn't he? But yeah, again, I wouldn't panic too much. I'm saying this about every player, but I wouldn't panic on Di Canio. I think you've picked him for a reason. He could come good.
He's got the shots in that game. So.
Yeah, 5 shots, really not a problem. Oh, and yeah. So should we move on from that?
Yeah, do you want to? Can you just go to the European draws because they've been done? Can you have a look at that?
Yeah, the European draws have been done. So
Champions League first.
Yeah. I'll just pick out the groups with English teams in when I find them. Right, Arsenal, Dortmund, Copenhagen, and Spartak Moscow. Fancy them to progress there. There's only 3 teams in the Champions League from England, by the way, in these days. There's 2 group stages. Liverpool, Feyenoord, Rangers, and Real Madrid. That is a tough-looking group because Rangers and Celtic are good on this game. So that might be tricky for them. Someone's asking for Kanye Morale. I'll come back to that for you.
And the interesting thing about the groups as well, if you look at Liverpool's group, it's a tough group. If they don't qualify, then that opens up midweek fixtures, I think late November, early December.
Yeah.
For their doubles.
Yeah. So I'll actually go. I'll tell you that quickly in a second because Man United's group: Lokomotiv Moscow, Nantes, and Parma. They always get an easy draw, don't they, Man United? It's just how things go for them. So Group F, Liverpool. Their double game week fixtures now 5 and 6 are off and are rearranged, so they are out. They have been put in the diary for some other dates. So I believe that this here, Wednesday the 21st of November, Tottenham away, that's a double game week. And I think I'm right in saying, I should have had this written down, but I think I'm right in saying that that one is not confirmed. Because... Why is it not confirmed? Because...
Is that the start of the second phase?
I think that's what it is. I think that's the start of the second phase. Basically, don't trust me too much on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that. And I think the other one is this Fulham game, and I think that one is pretty safe. So looks like, I think it's game week 16, but again, don't quote me on that. Looks like Liverpool have got Derby and Fulham at home in a double game week, which could be very tasty. Potential free hit week, maybe?
Or bench boost? No.
Yeah, well, you could bench boost, but...
it depends on other fixtures as well.
James is asking, is there any impact from the European draws on game week 10? I'm going to scoot forward to game week 10 if I can. I'm going to have to manually count it. That's game week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it doesn't look like there is at the moment. Looks like all the games are going ahead in game week 10 at the moment. So safe for now. Obviously, UEFA Cup draw they've only drawn the very first round. I did have a look at that briefly earlier. 2 of the teams have got tricky ones, 2 have got easy ones. Chelsea play Hertha Berlin at home. Well, it's 2 legs. Chelsea play Hertha Berlin. Newcastle play Avenir Begen of Luxembourg. Leeds are against Freiburg of Germany. It's a hard one. And Ipswich are going to Moldova to play Tiligal. They're going to have to watch out for Pogorelov and Priganiuk. I think they'll be okay.
Big names.
Yeah. All right. Someone was asked about Canio, weren't they? So I'll quickly.
I think if we go to club by club at the end, and then people can look, we can click on players there. I think.
Great. I'm going to just pop him up on the screen so people can work. So he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Just having a look at notes here.
Should we click on injuries? Do you want to break the news?
Injuries. You can, mate.
So after a great game week 2, a player for Bolton played in the reserve match. Can you bring up the reserve match, Dave?
So I can't bring up the reserve match, but I can bring up the player. I tried to find the reserve game, it wouldn't let me.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
fine.
Ricardo Gardner.
Yeah, man.
5 months out with a broken leg. So he got 2 assists in the previous game, was looking like a good pick. I think you had him as one of your differential picks, even. And he's fairly well owned as well, Ricardo Gardner. So there's quite a lot of people with him. So he's out for 5 months, and you're going to have to sell him. One thing I did notice, it does open up Simon Charlton as a pick. I know. Whoever would have thought that we'd be recommending Simon Charlton. I remember him playing for Southampton, and he was not great. So, yeah. So Simon Charlton, though, he's not bad on this game, and basically they've got no one else to play at left back, really. So I think Simon Charlton's an okay option, especially with a double game week coming up. So
I mean, surely they could put anyone else left back. I really don't like Simon Charlton at all. Like, I'd rather play Colin Hendry left back than Simon Charlton.
Well, yeah, that's why you're not Sam Allardyce, right? I think Simon Charlton's a good pick personally, but
Okay.
well, as good a pick as you can have for Bolton defender. One thing is to say, I saw someone say, "Oh, like bad news for people that bought him in early," because this game works differently to FPL. If you've bought him in, it doesn't matter. You can just change the player in the box, and it won't be an extra hit. It basically, the transfers are only made at deadline rather than all through the week. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Someone asked about Kevin Nolan. There's Kevin Nolan quickly for you. Sorry, mate.
I was just going to say that was the big injury news.
Are we doing club by club now?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, do that.
Cool.
Do club by club. I think people want to know different kind of players.
Yeah. So
one from earlier as well, just from if you go to Arsenal,
yeah,
you just click on Sol Campbell.
Yes.
While I remember, because I know that Tom O'Toole was asking that. Oh,
yeah.
FPL Heskebo.
So Sol Campbell out for one day. So he's in training, but he's 81% fit. They do sometimes play players who are in light training, but I would say at 81%, I would say he's highly unlikely to play. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, it's Sol Campbell.
Yeah, probably out.
Yeah.
So in the club by club, we'll basically go through each team. We'll do it in alphabetical order so you can anticipate what's coming, guys. Do ask ahead within reason if you've got things. Parler we covered last week. He's unhappy because of Vieira leaving and Wiltor wants first team football. Did Arsenal sign Tikhonov? Not yet, but he's a good left winger who on the game, and they've got a bid in for Tikhonov. So that could affect their lineups, but let's see if that happens or not.
Actually, just before we go club by club as well, can you just go to league ratings?
Yes.
Just before we do that.
Team stats?
Yeah. Team stats, yeah.
Yeah. For the set pieces?
Yeah, for the set pieces, corners and...
So it'll take a while to build up, but we'll keep an eye on this each week as well. You can see there, goals from corners. Man United and West Ham have each got one. Goals from indirect free kicks. Charlton and Leicester. This will help you work out who the set piece kings are, by the way. That
was Sean Bartlett, and who's the other one? Was it?
What, for the assist?
Yeah,
I think Dennis Wise.
Oh, Dennis Wise, okay, yeah.
Man, I can't believe I can remember all of these things, but direct free kicks, nothing, but that's less relevant anyway. Right, let's go into see if you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I was going to say just team of the week on the league stats.
How'd you do that then?
So go to awards.
Yep, there you go. There's the team of the week according to the game. That's for game week 1, isn't it? Because it's got Stephen McPhail in it and he didn't play.
Oh yeah, I wonder why that's not been updated.
They've obviously not updated it. Maybe they've got a problem with their spreadsheet and they're struggling to update it. Right, we'll go into the clubs.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's see. So we've covered most of it, but people have asked for Henri Morale is superb. So I don't think he's still a good pick. Arsenal blanked in game week 2, obviously. Van Bronckhorst, someone was asking about. He's got good morale. He started the last game on the left wing, so if Tikhonov does come in, he could be threatened, but you would think that he'd play. He's very good on this, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. We sort of looked at Arsenal briefly anyway, so we'll go to Villa. Alpay, please. Alpay, good morale. I know that Luke thinks he's a really good pick. Someone was asking about Mustafa Hadji, who I would also not recommend. Okay, morale. I think Gino's a better option.
Ginola, he's back, isn't he? Yeah.
Gino's back, yes. There he is. David Ginola, star player, he's back. So
100%.
Yeah. Anything else to report on Villa? I've got nothing in my notes. I can't see anyone asking. Oh, someone's asked for Pires Morale. Sorry, I missed that. I did see that before FPL coach, but Pires, he's there. Very good morale. Not much to worry about there, I don't think.
I think a lot of the star names at this stage of the season are pretty good, I'd say, for morale-wise.
Yeah. Delaney, someone asked about Superb. That's pretty niche. Not many people are going to have him. Parler, he came on as a sub. He's still got superb morale despite being unhappy, but he came on as a sub and got his goal. So I think you're going to be all right there. Blackburn. So moving on to Blackburn. If you've got any Blackburn requests, stick them in there now. Blackburn news. David Dunn is back is the big one on Blackburn. So he was injured. He's fit for game week 3.
94%. Yeah, I'd fancy that.
So 94%. So like you'd say, like he's got as good a chance of starting as anyone in that game. I can't see any other requests for Blackburn, so we'll just move straight on. I'll put you Grabby. Grabby's unhappy because he's homesick, finding it hard to adjust to English. He's got an okay morale. 2 goals, 2 games. Duff, someone's asking for just in the nick of time. Okay morale, not great, but okay. 100% fit, ready to go if he's wanted. Someone's asking me to go back and look at Perez. A couple of people have asked that, so I'll try not to skip back too much, but I will if I get multiple requests. So Perez, very good, looking fine. Oh, I think I did Perez anyway.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to move on to Bolton. Not much interesting at Bolton because really the only player who we were probably looking at is Ricardo Gardner. I've got Neil Maddison in my zombie team, so I'm looking at him.
I would say, I mean, would you want one player in for the double game week? I know probably game week 4 is the time to maybe take a punt on someone.
So the first game in the double game week is Liverpool away. So I think on that basis, I would avoid. But I know some people love double game weeks. If you love double game weeks, then go for it. One player who I have heard mentioned who I really like and I talked about last time out, Henrik Pedersen. He got on a goal and an assist in his game last time out, got man of the match. He's good. He's really good. So you might want to think about Henrik Pedersen.
Pedersen was top goal scorer in one of my sims I did. He is decent.
He's good, yeah. I think he's good. So I'd consider him maybe. He's a decent option. Bruno and Gotti is back to fitness as well, if anyone cares. Charlton, if you sort by selection, it shows the whole team morale, etc. I think says Flapjack. That is helpful, Flapjack, but I think probably picking out individual players might be the way to go just because there's so many. Is anyone happy with that, Andy, or should I sort by morale?
No, I'm happy with the way you're doing it, yeah.
Cool. Charlton, I think really Ewell is the main player who's owned, so we'll have a quick look at him. His morale's okay. He scored a goal in his first league game. Hello? Who's this? This is one I missed.
Hey!
That's been a transfer, which we knew about. Jason Wilcox has joined Charlton. So, very good morale. He's joined Charlton for 1.4 million, and you would think that he is nailed on to start, I would have thought. He's decent. People talk about John Robinson. That might impact your John Robinson picks, but Jason Wilcox has joined Charlton. Could be a good pick. Who played on left wing last game? John Robinson played left wing last game, so he can also play on the right, and Kinsella could move to the centre. Graham Stewart was playing in midfield, but I think Wilcox, is he 5.5, 6?
I'm just looking at Wilcox's price now. Yeah, he is 5.5.
I think Wilcox at 5.5 for the double game week. Jason Wilcox, 5.5.
New signing.
Very good morale.
Does he want to impress as well? Just click on the transfer. Does he want to impress his new manager?
No, but he is happy to stay at the club. But yeah, will impact Robinson. I think he's a good double game week punt. I think Ewell is a good double game week punt. I shouted out in the first stream that I think Dean Kiley is a backup keeper, but you're probably not going to use a transfer to bring in Dean Kiley. Someone's talking about Jason Wilcox's contract, $9,500 a week. I don't know whether that is whether I'm missing something there. All right, let's move on because.
Just going Charlton. They've got the best fixtures for double game week. I would like. There's a few players I like, as I said last week. Kylie, Rufus, Kinsella, Ewell.
Yeah.
And now Wilcox. I think you can get one, maybe 2 of those in.
Yeah, probably 1 or 2 is about right. I would imagine you don't want to be left with too many unless you're playing in wildcard after the double game week. Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I've got nothing written down for Chelsea, so if you've got any requests, we've looked at
mean,
quite a few of the players already.
Lasso's unhappy. Standard, not enough games.
Yeah, Lasso trying to force his way into the team. Albert Ferrer, who played in the last game, wants a new contract. Wants a new contract can mean that behind the scenes they've changed the status. Like Ferrer quite often is a backup player who gets sold, so it could be that he's been told that he's going to play more. His status has been changed to important player, and maybe that's what's going on there. So Ferrer could be one to keep an eye on as a starter. I think he's 4.5. If he's starting at 4.5, he will be a good buy.
Yeah, I'd still wait a couple of weeks until it settles down.
I would definitely wouldn't jump on him now, but he's a possibility. If anyone's got any more Chelsea shout-outs, we've looked at Zola, we've looked at Hasselbank, we've looked at Stanic, we've looked at Gallas. Desai is the only other one possibly that people might be looking at. He's had a good start to the season with 8.5 rating. We'll move on. Derby, don't want to spend too long here.
Was there any injury news for Derby?
Big news, Con Blatsis is injured.
That was it, yeah, that was the one I was...
He's out for 10 days with a reserve injury. He did actually play the first game, but no one's going to buy him. Ravanelli is one that matters. Ravanelli is now on 90%, so he's a contender to start. Important players on 90% quite often start, so he's one to think about. Hassan, we did Gallas earlier in the stream, so I'd suggest you go back to that. Good Johnson, I'll take a quick look at after I've done this. Craig Burley. Craig Burley is well owned.
Ravanelli. Yeah, Craig Burley.
Yeah, go through it with Ravanelli.
I think Ravanelli, if he's going to start, is going to replace Christie, I'd say.
Yep. Yeah, that's a decent shout. I think Craig Burley is very good morale. Lots of people own him. When's Kinkladze back? It's on your sheet, but I'll look for you now. 10 days. He could, that's a blow for him with Ravanelli coming back, obviously. FPL Chancellor is gutted about Con Blatsis. We all are, mate. We all are. Gallas has okay morale. Thank you, Scala. And someone was asking about someone else. Oh, Good Johnson, who got substituted after 23 minutes, which is a shame because he can score a lot of goals. He's got superb morale, though. He doesn't care. He loves it. Melchior morale we looked at earlier as well, Hitman, so have a little look at that. We'll move on. Everton. Duncan Ferguson injured is the only big thing, I think. He's out for a week, but with the international duty coming up, he'll miss the next game. He'll be back for game week 4. We'll move on from... Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a second for requests. I'll buzz through...
Calamatri unhappy?
He's listed for loan, even though he's playing absolutely brilliant. Unsworth, please. Very good. 2 games. Decent performances from Unsworth so far, and apparently he is on penalties, so could be a good pick if he keeps his place, which he doesn't always. We'll whiz through Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, and we can always come back to players from those teams. So if you've got any Everton, Fulham or Ipswich players, put them in the chat now. Fulham won their last game. Not anything to report on Fulham.
Trollope's unhappy.
Trollope's unhappy. I don't think he's even in the game. That's probably why he's unhappy. Luis Belmonte, that's to show you him. Superb morale. Love him on this game. I think he's a great pick. Someone's asked about Finidi, so I'll show you that when you get to Ipswich. Ipswich, lots of unhappy players at Ipswich. I'll go back to Collins and Betsy in a minute. Serrani's unhappy due to the English lifestyle, struggling with that. Gary Croft is unhappy, wants first team football. Oh, someone points out Fulham blank game week 3. That is a good shout. I had forgotten that. So nothing else up the top of the pitch there. Finidi, someone asked about, very good morale. Quick player. I'll go back to Fulham briefly for Collins, Betsy and Sahar. So Betsy's a 4.5 mid, playing at sort of right back, right wing back. Had a good start to the season, very good morale. I would not rush to buy him personally.
He's a mid, right?
He's a mid, 4.5, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was the other? Collins, good morale. He's had a decent start to the season, scoring a goal. Bramble not injured, someone shouting out. I didn't know that Bramble was injured. Who was the other person?
I think it's just people getting left out, isn't it? Rotated.
Yeah. If someone's injured, we'll always put it on the sheet. So that's the place to look for that. Sahar was the other one. Luis Sahar, he's got superb morale. So if he comes in, could be on for it. He's got great stats. Can get good amount of goals in a season. Someone's asked about Kinkladze being a forward, not an attacking mid. So that was my fault. I just assumed Kinkladze was a midfielder. I thought he was an AM FLC, so attacking midfielder forward. But he isn't. He's a forward. But forwards can sometimes play midfield on this game, so you've got an out of position option there. He's like Lundstrom. They just didn't realise. Kinkladze didn't realise. So you've got him as a midfielder. Is Fulham's double gone now? Yeah, it's been postponed, delayed into later in the season. So again, the community shout-outs come in a weird order, but if you follow at Ben Krellin2, Ben Krellin, the Ben Krellin, has joined and has made a lovely looking spreadsheet for us, and for you. So go and check it out. He's got all the fixtures on there, all the double game weeks, all of that sort of stuff. So go to at Ben Krellin2 to grab a spreadsheet for that. Leeds, Danny Mills is trying to force his way into the team. Obviously, Mabry played last game, so Mills is probably third choice. Can play centre back as well. Lucas Radaby is at 90% fitness, so he could come back in and threaten Woodgate in the coming game weeks. Baka, his suspension is delayed, so it takes 2 weeks for a suspension to go into force in this game. So Baka will be suspended for game week 4. So that's not great news for McPhail owners who are hoping that he'll come straight back in. He will be suspended in game week 4. I've got nothing else to say on Leeds. There might be the odd player. I'll look at the popular ones. So Viduka, very good morale despite only 1 assist in 2 games. So he could be one who could still perform. But obviously I think some people are getting a bit antsy about Viduka.
FPL Bricky saying, can you look at Hart morale?
Yeah.
Aye, Bricky.
Ian Hart, good morale despite his penalty miss. I'm seeing Bowyer being asked for. Bowyer has got only okay morale, and he got a 6 in the last game, so there's a little bit of a question mark over him, I would say, but he usually plays a lot.
There is a chance that Baka could go right mid.
Yep.
McPhail could come in.
Yep.
But I still think Bowyer's going to start most games.
Baka's not hugely popular on this game with Leeds, I don't think. He doesn't play much, or he often leaves. McPhail is got superb morale, so again, at 5 million, I feel like if you bought him, it's probably worth keeping for now.
Did you click on Robbie Keane?
I'm not sure. I'll go back to him. Robbie Keane, superb morale, 2 goals in 2 games. Obviously got 2 in the opening day. And Harry Kewell I'll look at because he's a popular one. Very good morale. Only 95% condition, but I think that's not a problem. Leicester.
And this is the morning of game week 3, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Just looking at the time, we've been going for quite a while, so let's try and whiz up the pace a little bit. Tim Flowers is unhappy. He wants a new contract. Gary Rowett is at 51%, so I'd suggest that Gary Rowett does not play in the next game. They've got Impey and Savage coming back to fitness.
Akinbaye as well.
Akinbaye transfer request, so that is good news for Sturridge owners, I would say, because it means that Sturridge is likely nailed on, and Scowcroft 2 very likely to play, I would have said, if Akinbaye is not playing. So Dean Sturridge is there. He's got good morale, 1 assist in 2 games. He's a good price at 5.5. A decent pick, but forwards are important in this game, so you might not want to spend a spot on him. We'll keep on whizzing on through to the more important teams. Liverpool blank in game week 3, so I don't really think it's worth spending time on Liverpool particularly. All the injury news is on the sheet, and there's nothing new to report there. So We'll just skip Liverpool, do you think, and move on ahead?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Man United. Now, this is obviously going to be a popular one. We've looked at Varane, we've looked at Beckham. Let's look at Laurent Blanc. Very good. Let's look at Sylvestre.
Broke the news about Fortune.
Superb. Yeah, Fortune wants to leave. Who would have thought? That's
Well,
massive
he's seen
blow.
Chadwick come in the squad and thought, right, that's it. If Chadwick's coming in instead of me.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, that's it.
Roy Keane missed the last game. He's got good morale still. You know what Roy Keane's like. He doesn't mind being left out. And Giggsy, another popular one. Very good morale. 1 assist out of 2 games. Interesting pick for people who've got Giggs, Varane, Beckham. There's, like you said, like Beckham obviously had a good game. I think there's decisions to be made there, especially with some cheaper players like Boa Morte and Scowcroft kicking off. It doesn't feel right to sell Varane for Scowcroft, but you know, if you can use the money elsewhere. Someone's asking about Chadwick. Chadwick, very good morale. 1 in 1. He could be okay as a backup option, but
yeah. Just while we're on Man U, I just want to mention that Sylvestre for me, in our game, he's 4% owned, and I think he is getting overlooked because he's a regular starter, regularly performs well. He started the season brilliantly.
Oops, that's blocked.
Just click on Sylvestre. I know he's 6.5 million. We priced him quite high, but I would still prefer him an extra 0.5 million above Blanc, and Blanc's what 25% owned or something.
Yeah.
And Sylvestre's at 4%. I think it's a good differential, Sylvestre.
Yeah.
Even though he's,
I mean, that average rating of 8.5 is.
Yeah. If you amazing. Want him, for me, if I was going for a Man U defender, it'd be Sylvestre.
Yeah, nice. Middlesbrough. So Crossley's still starting, like I was pointing out before. I don't think there's any significant news at Middlesbrough. I mentioned about Boxic being back, likely being back for game week 4. But there's nothing really significant there, I don't think. A few Ricard owners, he's on good morale. We had Nemeth on 93%. Someone's asking for game week 1 statistics. I don't think we're going to do that. We just won't have time for it. Johnston, superb morale. Nice stats. Noel Whelan could be an interesting pick.
You like him, don't you?
I like Noel Whelan. I think he's a decent option. But with Boxic coming back, probably wouldn't go there. We'll move on. Don't think Middlesbrough. Oh, how's Gordon looking? Did we look at him? Let's have a quick look because he's popular. He's in my team as well. Yeah, superb. I think Dean Gordon is a great pick.
I agree with that. Good player. Yeah.
So 5 teams left before we wrap up. Newcastle. The big one, Shearer, who we've looked at already. Superb morale. Laurent Robert is owned somewhat. He's got very good morale. And Newcastle have obviously come in having knocked out Solana as well. Very good. They're coming into this having progressed in the Intertoto Cup. So they've had games and they're playing well. Basidas, 9.5. Too expensive.
I'll say that now in the stream. Like, you priced him at that. I priced the Tottenham forwards so high. I was demanding like Rebrov and Everson were high, and no one's buying him.
Basidas is my Rebrov. But when he finishes the season with 25 goals, you won't be laughing then.
Capable.
Craig Bellamy. He's doing good. He's on 100%. You'd think he's likely to start as long as Carl Court's out, so he could be a decent medium-term pick because Carl Court's out for a long time. Dabazas is another one that's quite well owned, so quickly look at him. Very good. Southampton. We looked at Petrescu. We looked at Bridge. Anders Svensson is out. He's at 90% though, so Anders Svensson could play. He's a 6 million, decent player. Matt Mills, the real life centre back, quality player, playing left wing here. Sunderland. So we've got Julio Arca, I think we looked at briefly, but he's looking very good morale.
How long is Emerson Tome out for?
So
He's on like
Tome
training.
is on 90%, so he could come back in this game week. Don't think that's going to affect too many picks. And
I like him. Good player.
yeah, I liked him in real life as well. He was solid. Arca just looked up for you, Rory. Lusland, very good. No one's got him, but I think he's quite good for the price. And Kevin Phillips, looking still very good morale. Stefan Schwartz, who we mentioned earlier, superb morale. His match ratings don't look great, but he has been very involved. So he's someone you could consider at a cheap price if you want a sort of fairly nailed bench player.
Good fixtures next 3 as well. I think Sunderland turn it around, personally.
Nice, yeah. Sunderland are a good team. I'd expect them to finish top half, Sunderland. Casey Keller is unhappy. He wants a new contract. Again, probably my guess is that means he's a first-team footballer now, and you could expect him to start.
I've got Sullivan in my zombie team.
Yeah, that's the problem. That might mean that Sullivan leaves. Poyet is not suspended for this game week, so he's sent off in game week 1. He is available. His morale is very low, but yeah, he is not suspended, so he could play. Les Ferdinand is unhappy. He wants first-team football. It's sort of between Sheringham, Rebrov and Everson probably for the Spurs forwards, but they are expensive. But if they perform, they can be top goal scorers, especially Everson and Rebrov. So I don't think there's anyone else significant to look at Spurs. Yeah, Les Ferdinand I mentioned is unhappy, so I would steer clear there. Christian Ziga, he's got good morale.
Often moves, doesn't he? Back to Germany.
Jay Gill has asked about the Poyet suspension. Basically, it takes 2 weeks for the suspension to kick in, and I think that this game is 2 weeks after, so it must be 2 weeks and a day or whatever. So I think it takes 2 weeks for the suspension to kick in. So that's why he's available. We'll always update the sheet with injuries and suspensions as well. This is just a bit of a heads up and getting ahead. And if you want to see any other information, just some transfer news for you guys. Sunderland have got a bid in for Gary Teal, who I will quickly get up on the screen.
I think you can look at Mark Kerr as well.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll come to Mark Kerr after I've done West Ham.
Okay.
Because I just forgot to do this on Sunday. So Gary Teal is quite good on this game. He's not the finished product yet, but he does get better. But he could come into the Sunderland team and threaten players on the right wing and in central midfield. And they're also in for Jason Kumas of Tranmere.
Good player.
He's a good player. He develops really nicely on this game as well. So central midfielders and right wingers at Sunderland could be under threat. I haven't added him to my shortlist, but I'll keep an eye on that. I'm pretty sure. So no bids in, but Ipswich and Sunderland both interested in Jason Kumas, who can do very well. Luke, Kiko and Agahawa, I picked up on that earlier in the week. Kiko, who's the ex-Bilbao player, he's gone to River Plate. Agahawa, no one is interested in him. Julius Agahawa is amazing on this.
Can we just have a quick look on the transfers, like for all of the August transfers?
Yes, so all of the August transfers, there's nothing to really report there.
Vieira, really.
Okay. Vieira's the only big one. Jason Wilcox. Hanu Tahinen is a player I used to love on this game. He's really brilliant, but sadly not in the Prem.
No big names, really.
No, nothing. João Pinto joined Dortmund in July. That was it. West Ham is the final club for the club by club. So no one's interested in Cherno Samba. Someone's asking. No, I've got my eye on some players. I've got a little short list of players. So actually, there's one player who I think I might have read something about. I'll check in a minute. So Paulo Di Canio, we looked at. He's still got good morale, and Canute is playing well and doing well. So he is on superb morale with 1 goal and 2. Is there any other West Ham players?
I'll just have a quick look now as well.
Any highly owned ones? Repka's fairly well owned. He's on very good morale. Shaka Hislop is a popular one. 2 7s. You think he's safe at that sort of an average rating, doing well. Ed De Hoy's unhappy at Chelsea, but no move. People are asking for Mark Kerr news, so should we do that now?
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting to write home about, I'm afraid. So there he is, Mark Kerr. So if you haven't played ChampMan before, you will never have heard of Mark Kerr. He basically in real life had an average Scottish Premier League career, but on ChampMan, he is awesome. So those are all the clubs that are in for him now. WBA Championship, Sunderland, West Ham, Ipswich Premier League, Man City Championship, Udinese want him, and Rangers. Now my guess is that he goes to Rangers, because you've got to think of Rangers as, this is Scottish Premier League nearly 20 years ago and it was a lot better than it is now. I don't know what you think, but I think that if I had to guess, I think he'll go to Rangers or Sunderland.
I would say Sunderland.
Okay.
I think probably.
Yeah. There's a few other clubs sniffing around there as well. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. That's it. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Rangers or Sunderland. Mark Kerr. There was a player that I thought I read something about, but I'm not sure that I did. No, that was me. I just added it into my shortlist this week. Love Slakovic, but he is now on my shortlist.
Did we? Yeah, we covered all the injuries, didn't we?
Yeah, I think all the injury news is now covered.
McAnuff, we did that, didn't we?
McAnuff. Actually, do you know what? I don't think I did click on McAnuff. Oops. So let's have a quick look at Joby McAnuff, new signing for Leicester, got injured about 15 minutes into his debut. So he's a forward that plays as a midfielder. Let's have a look at Joby McAnuff. So there he is, 19 dribbling and good pace. He went straight into the team but got injured very quickly. He is out for 10 days, so he'll miss game week 3, but he'll be back for game week 4 after the internationals. Nice.
Yeah, guys, any other questions before we wrap up?
Luke's asked about Emerson Boyce. That is, let's have a look. Emerson Boyce. So there's Emerson Boyce at Luton. Nope, he's not going anywhere yet.
Richie Wellens.
I'll stick Emerson Boyce on my shortlist so that I can keep an eye on him. Wellens, Blackpool. Again, he turns out to be very good. Nope, no one's interested in him. So James PlanFPL saying, sounds like with all the links, Sunderland should be avoided despite the good fixtures. I am not sure I'm totally in agreement with you there, James. I hear what you're saying, but in terms of their midfield, they've got McCann who can play. I think Schwartz is a star player, which doesn't always mean much, but he's playing well. I think I'm going to go for it. So I think Schwartz will be safe, even if they sign Kumas and Gary Teal. I think he'll be probably all right. What do you think?
The only one is Bernd Haas is the only one that I would say probably going to miss out.
Bernd Haas, yeah. If Ian Pearce comes in, then Bernd Haas is definitely a possible departure. But actually, it looks like
Ark is nailed on. Phillips is nailed on.
It actually looks like they may have dropped their interest, because I didn't notice that Ian Pearce was wanted. Mike Duff, people are asking about. He's on my shortlist at Brighton, but that's it.
Put in a bid.
No, I'm not going to manipulate the game. He might join Man United. Ian Pearce. Sunderland was sniffing around. Nope. I had him on my shortlist for that reason, but so Sunderland have withdrawn their interest in Ian Pearce. So that is not a thing. Aristizabal. I remember he's left back in. That must be spelled wrong. I think he's Sociedad. So let me. I'm going to go and find them in a really horrible way, but Aranzabal. I think that's who you're talking about. There he is. Very good. No one's interested in him. Ian Perrin is asking, when do Liverpool's game week 5, 6 double game week fixtures change single game week on the ticker? Basically, I said to James that I would send him over the fixtures, and I haven't had a chance. So I'll do it after this. So soon. Right, is there anything else that people want to know at all? I feel like there was a couple more community people want to shout out. One person I did want to give a shout out to is Tom, who got the assist. He sent all 3 of us a lovely pack of beers.
Legend, yeah. Thanks very much.
So big thank you to Tom for for that. I had one earlier this evening. It was lovely. So thank you for that. Oh, I know who I want to shout out. Whitebeard. Big shout out to Whitebeard FPL because this is what he's created. So if you go to your manager sheet, this is my sheet. You can see this is a problem you might have. If you refresh the screen, it just comes back and it's live again. In a minute, obviously. But basically, Whitebeard FPL has put together a stat sheet. And if you go to the Players tab on your sheet, which is going slowly for me right now, but go to the Players tab where it lists all the different players. And there is a link at the top of it. And I'll show you where you can find that link. So the link is here, where I'm going around with my cursor. This is Whitebeard FPL's interactive data. And I know that James is especially grateful for this, as all of you will be as well, because this is something that James really wants to spend time on. But Whitebeard has absolutely nailed it so that we can focus on some other things. So huge thank you to you, Whitebeard, if you're watching.
Definitely, yeah.
And this is a fully searchable player list. So you can see here, who would have thought Mark Poom would be the top the top point scorer after 2 weeks? So Mark Poom now on 19, but you can search by points per million, and it just takes a second. So you can see Poom also the best for points per million, followed by Staunton, Melchior, Watson, Melberg. So have a play with this, guys. Go into the link, follow it, and you can search. You can do all of the things like you can't quite see on the screen there, but you can search by price, you can search by club. It's not really in focus right now because I've got a small little window up. But yeah, huge shout out to Whitebeard FPL. Go and say thank you to him, give him a follow. Someone's saying, are we good to set up for game week 3 now? You are good to set up for game week 3. So we will put on the Twitter feed, which we already have, when you're good to go for game week 3. But yeah, you're good to go for game week 3.
That's been done. Yeah,
I think the plan going forwards pretty much is that we will do points updates very quickly after, maybe don't want to put time, but very quickly after the game week's finished, points updates on your sheet, and then maybe overnight turn it into a new game week so you're ready. That might change, but that's sort of where I think we're wanting to go.
And the stream will be every Sunday as well.
Stream every Sunday, 9:30. If there's stuff you want to see more of, stuff you want to see less of, do let us know. We're both totally new to this. When we set this up, we thought, 25, 50, maybe 100 people would do it. I never imagined I'd be sitting here on a Sunday night streaming to however many people are here. But I'm happy to be doing it, and it's nice to be talking to you. Kickoff time,
guys, same here as well. Same here.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Kickoff time on Wednesday. So that's James Planet FPL asking that. James, are you going to do your stream, mate? Can you let us know about that? But while waiting for him to answer, kickoff time is 8 p.m. on Wednesday. The deadline is at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Don't leave it too late to do your team when the sheet slows down. Kickoff's 8 p.m. and the featured game is Chelsea Newcastle. So that just means featured game just means you'll get a little bit of extra commentary from it. We'll give you a little bit of extra detail to the game. So we'll tell you who's taking some set pieces. We'll tell you who's shooting. Obviously, James is doing his stream.
One more thing, Dave. Yeah. Just so I remember, European Super Cup's taking place, isn't it, as well? Been done.
Yes, European Super Cup is this weekend. So
I think it was the Friday night. I think it might have already been played.
Oh, really? Let's have a little look. Got a feeling.
Is it Saturday?
I've got a feeling it's Saturday. Let's have a little look. Super Cup. Yeah, no, that is Saturday. So we'll run the Super Cup alongside the other games. That we'll just give little goal updates on that. And I would say, check out James's stream. Give it a good listen. It's so fun to be in there. He does a brilliant job of doing his best Jeff Stelling impression. So huge thanks to James and shout out for what you're doing with that. They've also got a pod tomorrow where they'll be having a little slot on ChampMan as well. So give that a listen, and you can see how Suj is getting on as well. Don't know how he's doing, to be honest. Right, I'll do a last shout out for any questions you've got. One thing that I was going to mention as well, I noticed that FPL Panda has been putting out some interesting stuff on Twitter as well, so have a little look at that. He's been doing some stuff on value and some other bits and pieces. Guys, if there's good content out there, do let us know because we're happy to share it on here. or if you've got stuff that you want to do, then that's great. It's Rob Chetty. He's in the chat. That's FPL Panda. So yeah, at Rob Chetty. James just says Such, lol. So he's obviously not doing too well. Right.
I think that's cool. Let's end it there.
Should we wrap it up there?
That's good.
Looks like we've got no more questions. So I'm going to say thank you very much to you, Andy. Thanks to everyone in the chat. And we will see you guys next Sunday at 9:30. Good luck for game week 3.
All the best, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheerio. Bye.